Hey YouTube, well it's Saturday morning and you can see that the snow is gone. There were 3 inches here. Look at the temp, 52 degrees, unbelievable. So I'm going outside to work on the backhoe. I'll show you what I got going out there. In one night that's 3 inches of snow melted. Normally it doesn't melt so quickly at night, but hey, the temperature, yesterday the temperature was 20 or less. Crazy. Alright, so I threw some tools in the wheelbarrow. I have the alternator already over there. I'm going to work on the alternator first. There's no sun, so it could rain, but it doesn't seem like it's going to. It didn't rain all night last night. What you're seeing here, all this mud and stuff, and it is muddy. My neighbor was here, you can see his tire tracks there. It's just mud from the snow that melted, so that's what we're up against now. But it's better than real cold. 52 I think I said it was in there, and that's not normally a cold temperature for me to work in, but it's very windy, so it feels colder than 52. But anyway, I have the heater going there. It's far enough away to keep me warm. I'm going to work on taking that alternator off. So it's not a lot going for it. One bolt that holds the main alternator, one for the fan belt, which looks like it's stretched to its limit, and then all the different wires that go on here. So we'll work on that now. So you can see when you loosen the nut up at the top here and the bottom bolt, I'll show that to you. There's a fan shield sort of that goes around the belt because it kind of sticks out here a little bit. But anyway, I'm loosening the main bolt that holds the alternator in place. So once I get that out of there, it should be pretty easy to just take these wires off here, put them on there, and then put it back on. Well, wouldn't you know it, now it is starting to rain a little bit. Gosh darn it, anyway. I should have waited till tomorrow to do this, but it seemed like it was going to be nice today. Anyway, man, one thing about diesel, it sure as heck gets dirty. You get dirty. Alright, well, the alternator's on there, everything's tightened up, so I don't have to worry about that for now. I'm gonna go work on the starter. It stopped raining, but I don't know if it's gonna start again, but I'll get set up on the other side now. There's a piece of wire right here. You can see where my finger is resting on the water pump. Now it doesn't feel like it's through there, but I'm going to put a piece of this raceway around this just to get up to where it's not really leaning on anything. That'll help it to keep it from scratching a hole through it. So the raceway's on there then. Like I say, everything's tightened up. I washed my hands a little bit with some mineral spirits. Man, I sprayed some stuff on here the other day. I probably should have sprayed a whole bunch more to get all the gook off. But anyway, alright, that's the alternator. So I gotta move things around to the other side now. There's a little bit of ice here yet, but it's not too bad. Whew. So I just plug this in, it'll come on and it'll go. It'll go. Okay. have to gather those wires a little bit together more. They might have been arcing somewhere. like a lot of fun. Huh. I wonder if I didn't notice this before, but there's a wire off of here. Wouldn't that be something if it starts? Wow. Let's see. Well, isn't that something? So a wire was off the solenoid. I just want to see how it's charging. Well, it's at a steady 12 there. At least it's not jumping around. Well, that's what happens when you have too much money to spend. I shouldn't have even bought this starter, but I'm glad I have it and I'm going to keep it. Huh. So that was really something. There was just one wire had fallen off over there. So I'll tighten that clamp up in that press-on thing, and then I'll do whatever that needs so that it can stay on there. I can't believe it. I had it running already. Oh, I kind of feel foolish, but you know what? 120 bucks ain't bad for a brand new starter anyway. Same thing with this. I didn't need this because it's working fine, and that's good. But at least I'm covered for anything that might happen. Okay guys, so it's lunchtime now, and I just had a bowl of homemade chicken soup that Sally made a couple days ago. I think we just finished it up. It's not quite as windy as it was before, but it's still a little bit windy. Doesn't feel that cold though. It must be close to 55 or better. It feels pretty good out. I have the heater moved over there by the starter. I need to fix the wire that goes to the solenoid there so that I can make sure that this thing's going to start. I had a pair of gloves somewhere. Oh, here they are. I'm going to put a pair of these rubber gloves on to keep some of that dirt off my hands. Man, that was murder getting it off, and it still ain't off. You know, you get to the point in life where you've used something so many times to do heavy things that you could no longer do by yourself, and it really feels good to know that it stays running. This backhoe is, I think, let me see if I can see the date on this thing. I never can find a date when I need it. It's either the late 70s or early 80s. I don't see it on there. I think the tractor number tells you that. 78, I think it is. Okay, so here's the thing. 1978, 88, 98, 2008, 2016. You're looking at 40 some years. You know, when you rely on something for 40 years and it pretty much stays together, that's a good thing. This stuff that we buy today that lasts, you know, a year is a joke. I'm not asking them to put a 5-year warranty on something. I'm just asking them to build it as if they were going to have it last. Alright, I got to bring my wheelbarrow over here with my tools, and then I'm going to fix this. I'm going to go grab some, now that I think of it, some plastic straps so I can tighten things up a little bit better here. And then I'll get back to fixing this. I got to put the battery box cover on too. I hope I can find the bolt that I had for that. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. I have a, it's, you can see it, it's flattened on one side, that's all. It's not that I can't make another one, I just don't want to have to. Okay, put this on here. There's enough tension on that thing that with that flat, even though it's going in there the way I have it, it doesn't come out. So that's good. I'm gonna have to give this thing a good wash come spring. Alright, let me get that fixed over there. This thing has got so warm out that I don't even need to keep the heater over here now. Oh god, I hate this mud. Well, it's running, and that's all I care about at this point. Sometime during the summer, I'm going to have to go over this thing in some different areas just to look stuff over and see if I can figure out things that can be fixed up a little bit. But at this point, I'm satisfied with this. I think I might grease it since it's I'm already crummy and it's kind of a crummy day out. I think I'll grease it and get that over with. Warm up. I'm really surprised at how warm it is outside. It's unbelievable for January. Yay, my backhoe moved. That was I should have looked at that closer. I wouldn't have had to buy the starter, but I don't care. Now I have an extra starter. So I still bought the plate, the backing plate for the brushes I bought last night. So that'll be coming today for the other starter. So that'll give me 2 extra starters just in case. Maybe I can sell one of them. This is a piece of pine laying there. I wanted to cut that up, and that's when the backhoe started giving me trouble. So I think I'm going to put that on the sawmill before I put the backhoe away today. Normally you get wrenches dirty, but man, oh man, these wrenches really got dirty with that diesel smoke and stuff that comes out of there. I gotta get the other set cleaned out. See, it was raining out there a little bit, but not too bad. So now tomorrow, maybe I'll go do something with my wife instead of having to work on the backhoe. I'm glad that it was what it was. The only thing I have to fix now, I'm going to grease the backhoe quick and the loader on there. I'm going to put this starter and this voltage regulator back in the box and put them on my shelves. And I have this plate coming in the mail, so I think I'll wait and see what that looks like. If it's the right one and all, I'm going to put it back together. So that should give me that third starter then. I'll check it once I get it back. So put that in that box, and then I'm going to put them all together up on my shelf over there. Get a screwdriver so I can clean out the little holes where the grease fittings are. Man, I love the idea that this is running now. Really. I got this side here, all the fittings. When you're doing grease fittings, what you want to do is try and wipe off the top of the fitting. I'll show you here. What you want to do is try and wipe off the top of the fitting in there, right here, so you don't get any dirt in there, because if you put the grease gun right on there, you're blowing dirt back in that's stuck on the end of the grease fitting. So you want to not do that. One of the best things about the backhoe here is these pins that hold the wheels in place. I've really been after them for a long time, greasing them, and they're good. There's no wear or anything in them. They're nice and tight. I can show you on this wheel here a little bit better where the fittings are. There's one on the shaft here that turns the wheels, so you want to get that one. And it doesn't take much, maybe 2 or 3. Then there's one on the top here of the power pump that helps you to turn the wheel. And again, it doesn't need much. And there's 2 here and one on the bottom here. And those pins, there's 2 round couplings here, and there's a pin that runs through there. That pin is the thing that you want to be careful of. If you wear that pin out, you'll end up having to replace the couplings or put bearings in there. So I don't want to do that, so that's why I am fussy to grease those fittings. Are really nice. I gotta get the rest of this. See the water pushing out of there. Okay, so that's the loader bucket part of the machine. Now there is 2 fittings underneath there for where the front axle. Oh, let me back up, I'll show you that. This front axle has a pin. That whole big front axle has a pin in the middle here. So there is a fitting or 2 in there that I can get, but I usually grease them pretty often, so I'm not going to worry about them right now. I just don't want to lay down in the mud. I'm going to stretch the backhoe out and do the backhoe now. Now underneath that, there's two fittings underneath there. One for the pin that goes through over on this side, right where my finger is. And then there's one that goes that direction underneath there. Those two I will get. So I'll have to throw something down to get underneath there, or else I can pick it up with the stabilizers and see if I can't get at them. But you want to get them greased, because if they go, and they lose their grease quickly when you're digging, if they go, they're a pain in the neck to replace and fix. Sometimes the dirt packs in there. Let me get you over here. Sometimes the dirt packs in there, especially on these bottom ones here, because when you're swinging the crane or the boom back and forth, you're pushing against the dirt that you pull towards you, and the dirt goes inside these holes on both sides. Sometimes they won't let the grease fitting on the gun reach all the way in there. You got to make sure you clean that out so you can get the fitting on. If grease comes out of the side of the pin, that's one thing. But if it comes out the end, you've got the grease fitting in, that's not helping you. Actually feels like a fall day. I gotta get a tarp out to put underneath there so that I can grease those two fittings on the bottom. And there's a pin that runs through the stabilizer there. It's pretty long, so it takes pretty much grease. I'm gonna put this one in and then I'll do the other side. Took 17 pumps to fill that pin up. Okay, so that's that. So we'll be good with this now till sometime in late spring, hopefully. Okay guys, well you can see it's 54, oh, excuse me, it's 54 degrees there. And I just ate, that's why I'm doing all this burping and everything. We just had dinner, 5:30, and it's dark already. So you can see it's still cloudy up there. There was no sun today at all, you know, to really speak of. And we did have it rain twice, but that's it. And it wasn't very much when it did rain. So at least we managed to get the backhoe taken care of, which I'm so happy that that wasn't a big problem. And it's charging now, so now we're in good shape with that. So anyway guys, have a good one.